Well, we were actually staying in a hotel in Woodward after our fire, and I was on my way to the store, and I happened to see the sign in a yard, and I thought, oh, Hula Homes, we're looking for a builder. I'll write that number down and call when I get back. I did not know that Casey was a young woman, and I wasn't aware that that was her house, that we had seen the sign, that I had seen that sign in the yard. And I called her and told her what had happened to us, and we immediately set up an appointment. And from the second I walked in to the door at her house, I knew she was going to be easy and fun to work with, and I got really excited about it. So just seeing the sign in her yard is what just drew me to. I knew we needed a builder, and I thought, oh my gosh, where are we going to find somebody to build us a new home? And then when she said she built her home, I was like, okay, that's exactly what we're looking for. She helped with the process. I mean, picking out bathroom faucets was to me a little overwhelming at times, and she always gave me like 3 or 4 different options of things to choose from. If I asked for a budget, she got that to us within a week. If I called her and she couldn't chat, she always called me back right away. She just was really good at reading me and Jeff when I would bring him in on it. She knew what we had as far as a budget went, and we clearly stayed within that budget. We didn't go over, maybe 2 things we went over on, but in the end, I said, this is what we have to spend. This is what our insurance company has given us, and this is what we want to stay within this. And she always had an answer. She helped me with everything. I cannot think of one time when she wasn't there if I needed her. She was always just right on if I needed something. We moved in here 9 months to the day that we had the fire. 9 months to the day that we lost our house in a fire, we moved in here. They framed this house and had it closed in 9 days. That's how good her crew that she had framing our house was. I was amazed and it was hot. It was August of last year, and it was hot. There was no rain. It was just hot days, and they worked and they got it closed in, and I was shocked at how quick that process went. But 9 months to the day that we lost our house, we were sleeping in here.
It went so fast, I couldn't believe it. I've never seen a house go up as fast as this one did. So with that said, I would walk around in the evenings to see where they've taken shortcuts and to see where the flaws in the craftsmanship was.
None.
There was none. It was really, really good. And I was like, man, this is going to be a fantastic house. Very
proud of their work, especially the concrete crew. Very proud of their work. And, I just, like Jeff said, he walked around every night looking and there was nothing. First rain we had, I texted her and I said, not a leak one coming in here. So everything is good to go.
When they poured the porch, I spoke with the head of the concrete people, and he told me, says, this was my favorite project, the porch. And I'm like, mine too, to watch you do. It was masterful, and it really was. It's the feature that I really, really appreciate the most.
She gave us a list in the beginning when she sent us the budget, and we started looking at things like the bathtub and sinks and lighting and all of those things. And she sent a list of places to go and look, places that I know she trusted. And that is the one thing I told her right off the bat. I said, I trust you. Which somebody I just met, that's not usually something you do, but I could just tell by how she cared about us and this project. She was really great. Her communication on that was good. Where she sent me for paint and flooring and tile and things like that. She was there with me to help me pick that out so that I made sure it flowed. Everything flowed well. But she was really good about giving us the information that we needed on everything. Faucets, lighting. I can't say enough about how much lighting this house has. It's fantastic. It's the best lighting we have ever had in any home we've ever lived in. When you live on a military post, you're lucky if you have a light in the center of your living room. So this is fantastic. Everything she did was fantastic as far as giving us the information that we needed. I would ask, every other month or so if I could get an updated budget. When she first gave it to us, I thought, oh gosh, that's a lot of money for a home. But, and then she also said some of these things are probably estimated a little higher than they will be. We understood that too. But if I asked her for an updated budget, she had it to me within a week, just to make sure she had, everything right. I can say that we knew we went over on our wood stove, and I told her right off the bat, I said, we went over on what was projected for that because we found something that we really liked and wanted. And if we were over on something else, she was really good at saying, we're over on this, and this is the way I think that this will help you to cut that cost back a little bit. And that helped me because I panic. When she would be like, we're over on this, I would just panic like, oh my gosh. But she'd say, no, we can handle this. We'll cut back. We'll take this out or we'll take that out. And you'll still have the cabinets you want. You'll still have the look you want. So I think she was really good about getting back to us and letting us know. We went over on the cabinets right off the bat when everything I said I wanted. And she goes, you're over, so let's do this and change a few things. And we did. And she never said, you need to do this. This is what I think we can do to make that work.
We've lived a life of no debt. And I told her from the very beginning, I will not go into debt over this house. We did not plan losing our house. We lost our house in a catastrophic fire. And with that goes everything that we had, to include clothes. I had a pair of shoes. I had a jeans that I was wearing the night of the fire. A couple of t-shirts, and that's all we had. And so the insurance money that comes after the fire has to replace a lot of that kind of stuff. And I told her, I said, look, I don't need a big mansion, and our plans are to travel a lot, so I'm not going into debt over this house. So the budget is the budget. And she understood that. Now, to caveat that, we built this house in the absolute worst economic time probably in this country. When you're paying $64 plus for sheeting, it makes your house shrink a little bit. But the way this house is built and open, the way we wanted it, knowing that we're going to be traveling, it's the perfect fit, perfect size, and it came in under budget. And I will tell you, I appreciated that a lot. I know I didn't ever communicate it very well, but I did appreciate that because it was very expensive to build a house under static inflation. So I appreciated that.
They showed up on time. They showed up when they said they were going to be here. They cleaned up after themselves, and they worked while they were here. They took off, maybe for lunch, but they worked while they were here. From concrete and framers to electrician and plumbers, everybody came and did what they were supposed to do. I felt like we were paying them and they were working. They weren't lazy. They cleaned up after themselves. That was amazing to me, that there wasn't a lot of stuff left at the end of the day. The finishing guys, they came in, they hung the TV, they hung all of our curtain rods. I mean, the things that she said they would do for us, I was like, what? Because I was dreading hanging that TV or having somebody hang that TV. And she said, oh no, we'll do that for you. And I was like, what? So, but again, they were on time. The bricklayer worked till after dark one night. It was getting dark and he was still out there putting the finishing touches, because he was another one that his craftsmanship meant a lot to him, and he was very proud of that. And he asked, do you like it? Is it? And I'm like, I love it. Fantastic. It's fantastic. But they were always on time, and I was amazed when she said they'll be there at about 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:45, here they come. And worked, like I said, they worked hard in the heat, several of them in the heat and in the cold. When they were painting, it was cold, and the poor little painters, they had to bring, their own heaters in here because we didn't have the heat and air hooked up yet. And I felt bad for them because they were cold. They were just in here working away and getting it all done. But there's nothing I can't complain about any of them. To me, they did a fantastic job.
I've done construction quite a bit in my life. This was a master class in just about everything that happened here. And they did it fast, efficient, and it's perfect. I mean, it really is. There's no sound when the wind's blowing. And we've had 90-mile-an-hour winds here. I was expecting the roof to fly off. Nope, it couldn't hardly tell. If you shut the windows and the doors, you can't tell it's even happening outside. So this house is solid.
We're traditional people. We're not modern. We're not into anything eclectic by any means. We want it to be a farm ranch house, is what I said. I want it to be a farmhouse with a ranch house with a ranchy feel to it. And so I think that's what we did, and how we got here. It was such a wonderful experience, because everybody says building a house is like one of the worst things you could ever do. You have all these nightmare stories that you hear, and we didn't have that. She was so easy to work with. If I wanted to change something and she'd already ordered it, she's like, no big deal, just send it back and get what you want. So I think it was, for me, it was a wonderful experience. Especially to anybody in Northwest Oklahoma, if you're looking to build a home, this is the company you want to work with. She is the one you want to work with. This is who you need to call. You need to call Casey, and she will work with you on anything. This was actually a 3-bedroom house, and I wanted a dining room. And so we cut 1 bedroom out. I mean, she was like, whatever you want, that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna make it work. So she was, I still get up every morning and stand here with a cup of coffee, and I think, this is my home. This is our home. We get to live here every day. And thanks to Casey that we get to do that. We actually have a niece who sells real estate in Oklahoma City, and she said, you can't find a contractor in this part of the world that can have your house done in 9 months. You guys are very lucky in Northwest Oklahoma that you have somebody that works with you and that you can get that done. But Casey also said, you know what you want, and you're not changing your mind a lot. So that helps.
Casey never overpromised, but she did overdeliver.
She did overdeliver.
And you won't see that with other contractors.
I still can't believe that this is our home and that we get to live here. I think that every morning. And I'm thankful that God put her sign in her yard for me to see. So that was a blessing.
And we still are debt-free. We
Yeah.
have no debt. We owe nobody any money.
It's ours, thanks to her. Just if you live in Northwest Oklahoma and you need to build a house, Casey Hoolan is your girl. So give her a call.